Apparently, this is going viral on Twitter. A blue check mark has posted it. They're claiming that it's for 10 years old. I can't fact check this. I could fact check the fact that it exists. Yes, like this actual paper is being sent throughout various programs in order to prevent pregnancy as well as HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases. It is for middle school, but I do not know if it's for 10 years old or not. However, I do know that it is unbelievably cringe. If I was in high school and I would be served something like this, I would need treatment because I would be laughing the same way as a person being exposed to Joker gas would be laughing. Like, this is unbelievably out of touch with teenagers. Let's see what it's supposed to do. So, apparently, read the situation between Harley and Drew, and then write a response to each of the 5 pressure lines. Be sure to use at least 3 of the steps for resisting sexual pressure. Describe at least one action that reinforces the refusal. Make sure Drew lines send a clear message about not having sex. They're getting these students to emotional role play. Cringe as fuck. Harley and Drew has been going out for a long time. They have never had sex. Lately, there have been a few times when Harley has pressured Drew to go further sexually. Harley is being very naughty. Each time Drew has been able to cool things down. This evening, Harley parents are away, and Drew has come over to help babysit Harley's little brother. After Harley's little brother has gone to bed, Harley starts kissing Drew. Drew really cares about Harley but does not want things to escalate. So we are witnessing with a fantasy situation in which the man, I assume, like they don't talk about their age, but I assume they're over 18, right? And the man is asked to babysit at his girlfriend's house. He's asked to babysit. Does this ever happen? I remember when I was looking for a job and I was desperate because I just finished high school and I wanted to make some money. Whenever I saw the ad for babysitting, it mentioned that you have to be a woman. Which, by the way, is a really cushy job. I mean, you go there, you watch TV, you make some supper for the kid, he's up there sleeping, you get to have fun, you make money. But you have to be a woman. At least here in Romania. I don't know, maybe in the United States things have progressed. But that's one of the fantasy element. The other fantasy element is the woman trying to initiate. Has any of you experienced that in a relationship? I've never heard about it, but like I'm pretty sure like unicorns might exist somewhere, right? So like the man is no, stop it, Harley, stop it, and Harley is like, no, Drew, we must. Okay. So the first one is like, I'm so glad my little brother finally fell asleep. I really like kissing you. Is she a succubus? Is she going to life drain him? Like, what? Why is she so insistent? And why is Drew being so passive? Oh, well, Drew would write, I would love to do more than kissing Harley, but the professors are watching my every move. I have been forced to say no, mother of all harlots. I have Jesus in my hand and the Bible up my chin. You know? Like, is that what they expect you to write? I want to do more than kiss. What do you say? I say that is a fantastic idea, Harley. Let me get my camera and we can do some pictures for your OnlyFans. We can then profit together. I will handle your social media presence. I will do the marketing and you take the rest. Do you happen to have some good makeup around? I wonder if I write that, do I get a passing grade? Or, because technically I'm not having sex. We've gone this far. We can't stop now. I agree, Harley. We now must open a Patreon as well. And a Discord server with different tier lists. The people who don't pay a lot, they go to a lower tier. The people who donate the most, they get unrestricted access. Everyone our age is having sex. What is the big deal? Paternity tests are a big deal, Harley. Paternity tests, as well as child support. I just want to show how much I love you. then do not question me when I make decisions about our social media presence. If I say we need to start a Patreon, then you don't tell me you want a subscribe star. People like to pay with PayPal, Harley. They do not like to pay with their credit card. All jokes aside, this is cringe, okay? Like, this is not going to get people to have abstinence. And there is a huge difference between Romania's way of thought and America's way of thought. Now, when you look at the STDs in Romania, as well as unwanted pregnancy, you will see that it's much lower here than it is in almost any of the United States, per capita. And the reason for this is that when I was at high school, I think we had this conversation when I was 16. Like, that was due to the time when it started, so parents weren't upset. But secondly, we were told to be responsible and that abstinence is important. But at the same time, we were also told that when you're an adult and when you have sex, you should use the condom. Like, using the condom was drilled into my head so many times, both of my parents as well as the teachers, to the point where I wouldn't even be able to perceive having sex without using a condom. Meanwhile, in the United States, they are promoting this idea that you should never have sex before marriage. So abstinence under every circumstance. Now, I ask you, if a person is the age of 36 and he gets married at that age, do you think it's likely that person is going to have abstinence until then? Like, even like, let's say a person gets married at the age of 24. Do you think it's likely that they're going to be able to suppress their hormones and desires for that long? Probably not, which is why recommending that people use the rubber under any circumstance, right? Every time they're having intercourse without the desire to have children, is a lot better than to just hope that, oh, well, they're going to suppress their human nature and they're never going to have it. Now, in a society where, let's say, it's very religious and people marry at the age of 18, maybe you have arranged marriages, or maybe it's like it used to be in the past, that's different. Right, it is expected. Okay, well, they can have abstinence for 2 years, especially if they believe that Jesus is watching. But if you have like a more atheistic society, or at least one that doesn't put so much emphasis on this, then suggesting to people, it's like, hey, just use the rubber. Like, we understand. We would prefer you don't do it. We would prefer if you don't. But if you are going to. And also another thing in Romania is that access to rubber is almost everywhere. Like, you can go into a public bathroom and there's those dispensers that you put money in. You can go to almost any supermarket or 24/7. They're everywhere. Which is why our STDs are quite low. Because at the end of the day, right, what is your purpose? Is your purpose to send their souls to Jesus? And you want them to reach heaven, so you don't want them to sin? Or do you want to lower the STDs and the unwanted pregnancies? Because one of them doesn't include the other. Like, if you want to do one of them effectively. This is absolute cringe. Okay? Like, if you were to bring this shit to me when I was a teenager, I would have laughed so hard. I would have made fun of it. Like, my friends as well. But anyway, right, let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you in the comment section.